hour. And then to Buguma. Buguma today is cloudy with light showers. Temperatures will drop to a high up at 26 degrees centigrade. That's during the day. We'll have a west-northwest wind that has speeds from up to 11 kilometers per hour. And then at night, Buguma is cloudy. We see light rain showers. Temperatures will drop to 23 degrees centigrade. And then Enugu today is mostly cloudy with light rain showers. Temperatures up at 29 degrees centigrade. Heat index expected 38 degrees centigrade. While at night, the weather will remain mostly cloudy with light rain showers. Temperatures will drop to 21 degrees centigrade with some south wind at night for Enugu. And with Enugu, we wrap up on the weather forecast. The world news is up next. We'll be joining the news desk.
Are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News.
Hello and good morning. This is the World News on your premium talk radio Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. I am Annie Abdul Salam. In the headlines, President Muhammadu Buhari promises to bequeath a citizen-led policing system to Nigeria. Federal government sets up team to interface with Twitter as ECOWAS court restrains it from prosecuting users of microblogging site. Commercial drivers lament over deplorable state of Afam Oyibo Road in Oyibo local government area of River State. And on the foreign scene, UN warns of dire scenarios as US continues withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan. And now the details. President Muhammadu Buhari pledged to bequeath a citizens-led policing system to the nation, declaring that his administration has demonstrated firm commitment towards changing the principle and strategy of policing in Nigeria. The president made the promise while addressing the passing out parade of 418 officers of the 3rd Regular Cadet Course at the Nigeria Police Academy in Kano. At the event, he reiterated his directive to the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission on the upward review of police emoluments, adding that the revised salary and allowances will be commensurate with the virtual functions police officers perform as the lead agency in internal security assets. President Buhari, who was represented by the Minister of Police Affairs, Megari Diginyadi, said a citizens-led policing system informed the approval for the adoption of community policing as the internal security strategy of the country, as well as the approval of funds to support the implementation process. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the composition of the federal government's team to engage with Twitter over the recent suspension of operations of the microblogging and social networking service in Nigeria. This was announced in a statement by the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, who will chair the team. The statement was made available to newsmen by Special Assistant on Media Segun Adeyemi in the Office of the Minister of Information and Culture. The minister said the team also comprised the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, Ministers of Communication and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, and Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, and other ministers, as well as other relevant government agencies. Mohammed said Twitter wrote to President Buhari seeking to engage with the federal government with a view to charting a way forward following the indefinite suspension of its operations in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the ECOWAS Court of Justice in Abuja has restrained the federal government from imposing sanctions or harassing, intimidating, arresting, or prosecuting Twitter users in Nigeria. It also restricted the government from carrying out such actions against any other social media service provider, as well as media houses, pending the hearing and determination of a suit challenging the government's suspension of Twitter operations in Nigeria. The court gave the restraining order following the suit filed by the Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project and 176 concerned Nigerians. In the suit, the applicants argued that the suspension of Twitter by the Nigerian government was illegal. President Muhammadu Buhari has urged the Senate to consider and approve 895 billion naira as supplementary budget. The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, read President Buhari's letter of request on the floor and plenary. The Federal Executive Council had earlier approved the amount, part of which has been allocated for procurement of military hardware, to prosecute the war against insurgency and banditry. The federal government is also expected to use part of the funds for purchase of COVID-19 vaccines and other health-related needs. In the meantime, the Senate has confirmed the nomination of Major General Farouk Yahya for appointment as Chief of Army Staff. Yahya's confirmation followed the presentation and consideration of the report of the Joint Senate Committee on Defense and the Army at plenary, which was presented by the chairman, Senator Aliu Wamako. Major General Yahya was appointed as the acting Chief of Army following the death of his predecessor, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, who died in a military plane crash in Kaduna. A high court in the Federal Capital Territory has sentenced the former chairman of the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Petroleum Subsidy, Farouk Lawan, to 7 years in prison. Lawan was found guilty of count 1, 2, and 3, bordering and corruptly asking for and obtaining same from Femi Otedola in order to exonerate Zelon Petroleum and Gas Limited from the list of companies in the fuel subsidy scam. For count 1 and 2, the court sentenced him to 7 years, while for count 3, he was sentenced to 5 years, which will run concurrently. The court also ordered that the defendant return the sum of $500,000 to the federal government. A judgment by Justice Taiwo Taiwo of the Federal High Court has ordered the federal government to pay over $3 billion to Akwa Ibom and Rivers State. The judgment said the amount formed part of the shares of the $62 billion said to have been recovered from some oil firms by the federal government. Justice Taiwo ordered that $1.1 billion be paid to Rivers State, while $2.258 billion goes to Akwa Ibom State. The judgment was understood by the Attorneys General of Rivers and Akwa Ibom States, with the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice as the only defendant. Justice Taiwo held that the federal government admitted the monetary claims of the two states against it by its refusal to defend the case when served with the court processes. He said the filing on mere notice of intention to defend the case without proceeding to join issues with the plaintiffs was a fatal error on the part of the AGF, adding that the AGF admitted all the averments of the two states to be true by refusing to debunk, counterclaim, or controvert the claims of the claimants on the oil revenue issue. The Economic and Financial Crime Commission has opened its case in a suit before a federal high court sitting in Port Harcourt against one Ikena Kingsley Onwuzurike on a 7-count charge bordering on advance-free fraud. Kingsley Onwuzurike is alleged to have defrauded an Egyptian man of $6.5 million and another woman of $2 million. Speaking from a witness box, an official of EFCC, Abbas Suleiman, and Kingsley Onwuzurike was arrested because they suspected his statement of account. Suleiman said the conversation between the defendant and the Egyptian man, El Gina, was extracted from the defendant's email, but no official petition was raised by the people concerned and that no direct payment was made. The trial judge, Justice A.T. Mohammed, adjourned the matter till tomorrow for continuation of cross-examination. Speaking to newsmen outside the courtroom, counsel to the accused Ruben Wonogo explained further why his client is in court.
It's a case filed by the EFCC against the defendant, and the allegations are of a criminal nature, advance fee fraud, that he impersonated a certain Jeff Sigora and one financial institution in the United States. Well, you know, case making is a continuous process. We have crossed today's threshold. Strictly speaking, there are different counts, there are different allegations, but the only money featured in the charge will be $6.5 million and another $2,000 allegedly involved in the case. So from our point of view, that no such thing happened.
The chairmanship candidate of Labour Party in Degema local government area of Rivers State in the just concluded council election, Odoye Elikima, has closed his case at the tribunal sitting in Port Harcourt. Elikima in the witness box insisted that there was no election in Degema local government on the 17th of April 2021. The Degema Labour Party chairmanship candidate, however, told the panel that his second witness will no longer be appearing in court because of alleged threats to life, leaving him as the only witness in his case. Today FM's Uchendu Ejiowo reports that the tribunal led by Chief Magistrate Rita Ogogo, after listening to the witness, adjourned till Friday, 25th of June, 2021 for the People's Democratic Party and their candidate to open their defense. The chairmanship candidate of Labour Party in Degema, Odoye Elikima, wants the tribunal to nullify the election that made Michael John Williams of the People's Democratic Party winner of the election and conduct a fresh election in Degema. River State Governor Nyesom Wike has expressed gratitude to the people of Omuma and the member representing Omuma State constituency in the River State House of Assembly, Kelechi Nwogu, for the support they have been extending to his government and the People's Democratic Party. Governor Wike, who said this during the commission of the Umegberi roads in Omuma local government area of River State, said some of the road and other projects in Omuma was made possible through the trust and loyalty of Kelechi Nwogu.
Let the truth be told. Omuma has shown a class official. I want to tell you, nobody, no local government has ever you. Nobody has equal what you. I will commend their leadership through Kelechi Nwogu. He has done for keeping people united, for keeping people focused, and for bringing the dividend of democracy to the people of Omuma. I don't work with people whom you cannot trust. I work with people whom I can go home and sleep with my two eyes to fight for his people. When the time comes to fight for his people, he's a politician that will never betray you. When things are hard, he's a politician that will stick his life for you. When people are running away, sometimes you see politicians, their legs are here, one leg is here, one leg is here. They send me texts, they do a different thing. They think I don't know, I know.
Commissioning the project, the former president of the Senate, Adolfo Swabara, charged the people of Omuma to continue to support the governor for his numerous projects in the state.
You are commissioning till in the second term. I don't want to mention no names. That second terms, usually governors, some governors will just go to sleep. Just go to sleep because they don't have anything, they don't have anything to offer. And they are not demanding anything from the good people of Omuma. It was, I'm in Abuja. If those of us in Abuja will emulate or consulting to please help solve these problems that we're having in Nigeria through projects. No ethnic nationality, no group will be talking of marginalization.
You're listening to the World News here on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, we'll be back. More news, foreign and sport stories. Stay with us.
Every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Di Nishi Ele Opata Lo. Di Nishi Ele Opata Loweto Eze Opata Kingdom the Third, His Royal Majesty Eze Felix Enene Otowariko PhD, FNIPRO, FCIAP, WSS, JP, on behalf of the Opata Traditional Rulers Council and the good people of Opata Kingdom, sincerely invite traditional rulers, politicians, the sporting community, and the civil society to the opening ceremony of the Opata Kingdom 2021 Wrestling Festival under the distinguished chairmanship of the Executive Chairman of Ahoda East Local Government Area, Chief Barrister Benjamin Israel Eke. The event is scheduled as follows. Date, Friday 25th June 2021. Venue, Olopata Community, the ancestral home of the Opata People Playground. Time 12:30 p.m. The opening ceremony kickstarts the 2021 wrestling activities across communities in the 6 clans of Opata Kingdom. We look forward to welcoming our numerous guests.
Every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Welcome back, and you're still listening to the World News here on Today 95.1 FM. 15 minutes is gone past 7. Motorists plying the Oyibo Afam Road in Oyibo local government area of River State have expressed displeasure over the deplorable state of the road. The commercial drivers said the bad state of the road has negatively affected their businesses as economic activities in the area have been paralyzed. Other road users, including passengers who spoke to Today FM, said the development has led to a high cost of transportation fares. The respondents called for urgent government attention on the road, which they described as the worst in River State, despite the siting of the recently commissioned cassava processing plant by the state government on the same axis of the road.
Sinking boat, buses, so big motors, even the ones that are carrying material going to power station, sometimes it will sink there. When you get to 1 naira, you spend 10 naira. Road street is not good. Major road is not good.
Now, the transport fare has increased by 100%. Where we used to go to be 400 naira, now we pay 200 naira. It's very bad that I even had to move out from where I was living before because my wife was pregnant and jumping keke and all those stuff. I have a car parked somewhere, but I can't drive it. It's a very terrible situation here in Obibo, so we need the government to do something.
As at last year, I can remember from Oyibo market to Izom, I was paying 15 naira, but currently now, because of the bad road, we pay 100 naira. Whenever it rains, the keke or the bus drivers, they will collect 150.
Government don't even know that people are traveling from Oyibo to Afam. This road is one of the worst roads in Oyibo, but I call not only in Oyibo, the worst. Every government that comes doesn't look after Afam. We are not happy.
The management of the Ignatius Ajuri University of Education has suspended one of its students, identified as Chimara Prince, till further notice. Prince, who is a third-year student of Guidance and Counseling Department, is alleged to be a chronic smoker of Indian hemp, popularly called weed, in the hostel, without regard to the feelings of his roommates. In a statement by the Vice Chancellor of the institution, Inimele Ozo Mekuri, the student, who is also involved in selling of Indian hemp to his fellow students inside the hostel, was arrested with large sacks of the same substance suspected to be Indian hemp. The statement revealed that the suspect has been handed over to the police for further interrogation, while the case has been referred to the Senate Disciplinary Committee of the institution to decide the fate with regard to his studentship. Bad compatibility between mothers and child is very key in childbirth to avoid cases of miscarriage. Most couples are mostly concerned about the genotype but fail to find their rhesus status, which is the negative and positivity in blood groups. Speaking on the topic in an interview with Today FM's Ifunanya Obeme Ndukwe, former Rivers State Chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Ibituru Kome Korubo, stressed the need for couples to determine their rhesus status before marriage.
Now, if you notice with the blood group, we attach a negative or positive sign. That negative and plus is the rhesus factor. So it's either I have the rhesus factor and marry. When a woman that is O negative marries a man that is O positive, so the woman that does not have the rhesus thing, in the first pregnancy, her body is sensitized. By the next pregnancy, when she gets the second pregnancy, her body may attack the baby if the baby is O positive. This is important because some women get pregnant when they are young. They don't tell anybody, and they are not, of course, sure of the man's rhesus status. So they may get pregnant when they are young. They lose the pregnancy willingly or not. Their body has been sensitized to rhesus. They now marry without remembering that they got pregnant when they were young, and they now start having frequent stillbirths. Babies start dying more, and they're like, it's Abiku, it's Obanje. And what we do in our practice here is that a woman is O negative. One of the things in registering her is to ask if she has ever been pregnant before. And if the answer is yes, then you must give her a preventive medicine so that if the baby she carries from her husband, the husband is O positive or that's rhesus positive, there won't be any issue.
And now to the foreign scene. The army in Myanmar's second city, Mandalay, has clashed with a local militia opposed to February's military coup. The clashes are the first time the People's Defense Forces have come up against the army in a major city. The Defense Force is a collective name for militia groups that have sprung up in Myanmar since the coup. Myanmar's military junta has violently put down anti-coup protests in the country, killing hundreds of civilians. The United Nations says Taliban fighters have seized dozens of districts in Afghanistan as they step up attacks during the final withdrawal of foreign troops. UN Special Envoy Deborah Lyons told the Security Council that the insurgents have taken more than 50 of the 370 districts since May, warning of dire scenarios. She said increased conflict means increased insecurity for many other countries near and far. The US and NATO are still aiming for a complete troop pullout by 11th of September, but Pentagon spokesman Jerry Kirby said the situation remained dynamic, and although the Taliban gains had not changed the withdrawal, there was still the flexibility to alter its pace and scope. In sports, the United Kingdom's government says the crowd capacity at Wembley will be raised to more than 60,000 for the semi-finals and final of Euro 2020. It means the stadium will be at 75% capacity for the games. The increase will also see the largest crowds assemble for a sporting event in the UK in more than 15 months. The UK government has postponed lifting all restrictions until July 19th, but the game at Wembley, along with certain other sporting events, is being allowed extra crowd capacity under its events research program. And now to end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari has promised to bequeath a citizen-led policing system to Nigeria. The federal government has set up a team to interface with Twitter as the ECOWAS court restrains it from prosecuting users of the micro-blocking site. We also told you that commercial drivers has lamented over the deplorable state of the Afam Oyibo road in Oyibo local government area of River State. And on the foreign scene, you heard that the UN has warned of dire scenarios as the US continues the withdrawal of its troops from Afghanistan. And that was the news is edited by Chinedu Iwuna. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. Do not forget you must take responsibility. Do so by washing your hands frequently with soap and running water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your face in high-contact surfaces when you're out and about to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. I am Annie Abdusalam. Thank you for listening. Have a great morning.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Radio has never been this good. Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
I feel alive, so alive. When I'm with my best friends, indulging my G exotic. Nothing makes my drink more than when the mixer is delightful G exotic. And after a long day, I wanna relax with the taste of my G exotic. Sometimes the taste of G.
Indulge and get lost in the deeply satisfying taste of the G Exotic range of delicious fruit blends.
G Exotic Nectar. I love the taste. Now available in can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 years. 8 years of consistently bringing you the best in radio. Everything fresh in news, talk, sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. We've done this together so far. So we want to say thank you. Thank you so much for choosing us. Thank you so much for not snoozing us. And thank you so much for not losing us. We've got great gifts loaded for you this season. And yes, did I mention we're giving lucky listeners an all-expense-paid vacation trip to Kenya, Dubai, or Zanzibar? What? Yes, keep listening and keep this download to be part of this celebration. Happy 8th-year anniversary to Today 95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
People can no longer take certain things. Nothing is guaranteed. When we were younger, you hardly hear killing. Today is the norm now. No place is safe.
We get president at all. We dey separate Nigeria, beg.
Kidnapping, assassination. People are dying every day. People are getting killed every day. My friend just got kidnapped.
Tell the Nigerian leaders, or if you like rulers, that they are performing below expectation.
Hope is one of the main guiding force in the human existence. Without hope, we all cease to live. Life ends when you stop believing. The sky may be full of dark clouds, but the little ray of hope for this great nation should not quiver. Let's fan the flames of hope. Nigeria must stand. This message is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
Every day on Today 95.1 FM, there's always an opportunity to comment and air your views on our various programs. It's not just about us, it's about you, your opinion, and your voice.
President, don't you think that it's time to step down, sir?
Be part of the story, the gist, reactions, intrigues, and the news.
President Neil Patrick Harris has called for greater regulation.
Give us a feedback or join the conversation on Twitter at TodayFM951. Our Facebook address is Today95.1 FM, or join us on the number 0701 933 9962. That's our WhatsApp application. Be informed, be educated, and have fun. We are Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
Here at Today, we bring you what you need to hear.
This is what they're going after. They're not going to
It has to be applicable to all situations.
No, it cannot be, because when the evidence...
Some people are not sure of 1 meal a day in a society with such huge potentials. If a criminal passes that place, whichever means he used in passing, and you turn around to blame the citizen, for instance, people will ask you, were you not there? Malaria kills Nigerians. Malaria.
News.
This is the World News. I am Annie Abdul Salam. In the headlines, Federal Executive
Sports and entertainment.
My name is Shubogu Najib.
Straight up to football on the show.
This is Today. Every day, 24/7, 365. We are your official all-year radio station.
You can never plan the future but the past. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Lost time is never found again. It is the province of knowledge to speak, and it is the privilege of wisdom to listen. I don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. In the end. It is not the years in your life that counts. It is the life in your years. Make it count with us. Make it count with us at Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM.
Radio has never been this good. Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football.
What a devastating strike!
Football is a leisure game.
Sports is actually my job.
Football is boring.
That's not true. It's way more important than that.
What a wonderful goal! Fantastic strike!
As far as I'm concerned, sports is all about passion.
Sports Attack, weekdays 7:30 a.m. and Today's Sports Live 3 p.m. Weekends 1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
For all you need to know in the world of sports, leave the dial on Today 95.1 FM.
Hi everyone, my name is Ese Brume, Commonwealth and African long jump champion. You're listening to Sports Attack on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Don't touch that dial.
A very good morning to you all out there. Welcome to the midweek edition of Sports Attack on the premium news talk and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM, right here in the Garden City of Port Harcourt. It's Wednesday, the 23rd day of June, 2021. To God be the glory. Mekadina is my name, Yodogu One of Sports, and of course, I'm here to serve you your favorite breakfast sports show, just the way you like it. On the menu this morning, I've got exciting stories from athletics, swimming, boxing, hockey, tennis, basketball, and plenty of football. So don't go anywhere because I'll be right back to get the show underway after this timeout. All right, let's start the show this morning from the world of hockey, where Team Rivers male and female teams lost for the first time at the ongoing Mabisel Under 21 National Hockey Championship in Port Harcourt yesterday. Both teams lost 1-0 each to their counterparts from Kaduna State in two tough matches decided at the hockey pitch inside the Adokia Mesimaka Stadium right here in Port Harcourt. Despite the defeat, coach of Team Rivers male team, Colin Sehianyi, praised the effort of his boys.
Kaduna is on a standing side, and we held them to a 1 goal against my team. But that's a beautiful outing for my team, if you ask me again and again, because the guys played them they played to instructions. Eventually, we lost. It was a careless goal that came through the second quarter of the hockey match. If not for that careless goal that came in, definitely would have ended the draw or would probably get a win. But that's sports. So we just take it as it were and definitely plan for the classification match because there's still hope for us. We have one match to play. Definitely is a must win for us. I have no doubt we are going to get a win, and if we have a win, definitely we'll come out second in the league. And I know that will take us to the classification, which is the finals.
Similarly, coach of Team Kaduna, Abdullahi Baba Ndana, commended both sides for putting up a good show.
Yeah, it was really a tough match, highly tensed and highly technical. Both sides did well. I think I give kudos to the both teams. The young guys, they are really played well. And I think with what we saw here, we have a future in hockey. I'm so impressed with the level of play and level of performance of the two teams.
Meanwhile, Team Lagos male hockey side got their first win of the competition, following a 1-0 victory over Bauchi, while their female team played at a goalless draw with Edo. In the meantime, action will continue today at the ongoing Mabisel Under 21 National Hockey Championships in Port Harcourt with two matches. In the male category, by 8:30 a.m., Team Kaduna will be up against Team Bauchi, while Team Lagos will face Team Bielsa by 10 a.m. Moving over to basketball. Head coach of the Tigers, Mike Brown, has officially commenced preparation for the 2020 Olympic Games with the invitation of 49 players as camp opens in California, USA. The team is headlined by NBA stars Monte Morris of Denver Nuggets, Mioni of Utah Jazz, OG Anunoby of Toronto Raptors, KZ Okpala of Miami Heat, Festus Ezeli, Precious Achoa, both of Miami Heat, Udoka Zubike of Utah Jazz, Jahil Okafor of Detroit Pistons, who are all in line to make their international debut for Nigeria. Josh Okoji of Minnesota Timberwolves will join other NBA players who include Gabe Vincent of Miami Heat, Al-Farouk Aminu of Chicago Bulls, Jordan Nwora of Milwaukee Bucks, and Chimezie Metu of Sacramento Kings, who will be making their return to the team after their 2019 FIBA World Cup exploit, which saw Nigeria becoming the first African team to qualify for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics alongside Ike Diogu, who plays in the Dominican Republic. Of course, he's the captain of the side. Players have started arriving since Sunday, 20th of June, for the first phase of the camping exercise. And Nigeria is in Group B alongside Australia and winners of the Olympic qualifying tournament in Serbia and Croatia between 29th of June to 4th of July 2021. And in the NBA playoffs, with 7/10 of a second left in the game, DeAndre Ayton scored a lob dunk on a baseline to lift the Phoenix Suns past the Los Angeles Clippers 104 to 103 early hours of this morning for a 2-0 lead in the Western Conference Finals. Paul George scored 26 points to lead the Clippers, but the Los Angeles side leading 103 to 102 with 7.8 seconds left. He missed two free throws, and the Suns relied on the rebound for the final shot. Game 3 is slated for Thursday night in Los Angeles. The Clippers were playing without Kawhi Leonard, who had a right knee injury for the fourth consecutive game, while Suns were without Chris Paul for the second game in a row. And Cameron Payne scored a game-high 29 points, 18 added 24 points and 14 rebounds, and Devin Booker played through a nose injury from the collision with Patrick Beverley to score 20 points for the Suns. From basketball. Let's quickly shift our attention to tennis on the show this morning, and the provisional doping suspension handed to Ukrainian Diana Yastremska has been lifted with immediate effect, as there was no fault or negligence on her part, an independent tribunal under the tennis anti-doping program said yesterday. The 21-year-old Yastremska was suspended in January after the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, found a banned substance in an out-of-competition urine sample she submitted. She denied using performance-enhancing drugs and said the positive test was the result of, in quotes, a contamination event. Since her provisional suspension, Yastremska filed many appeals but failed to at every attempt. The ban meant the world number 37 was ineligible to play in the Australian Open despite traveling to Melbourne. She also missed the French Open and is not playing at Wimbledon, which starts on Monday. And she went to social media to react to the suspension of her ban. She said, and I quote, "I am glad and relieved to announce that I have been cleared of any wrongdoing. I've been through a lot during the last months, and it has been difficult to cope with all the negative comments." That's what Yastremska wrote on Twitter yesterday. In swimming, similarly, China's three-time Olympic champion Sun Yang has had an 8-year doping ban reduced to 4 years and 3 months by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS. The ban is backdated to February 28, 2020, and means that the swimmer will miss the summer's Olympics in Tokyo. A new CAS panel held the latest hearing after a Swiss federal tribunal ruling. The 29-year-old missed a doping test in September 2018 and was given an 8-year ban for his second offense. Now, he was first cleared of wrongdoing by FINA, the Swimming Federation, in January 2019. But after an appeal by the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, to CAS, that decision was overturned. And in athletics, World 800 meters champion Donovan Brazier failed to qualify for the Tokyo Olympics after finishing last at the make or US trials. The US record holder, who won gold in Doha in 2019, ran out of energy in the final 200 meters and finished more than 4 seconds behind winner Clayton Murphy. Olympic bronze medalist Clayton has set a new world lead of 1 minute 43.17 seconds with Isaiah Jewett second in the race. And we'll shift our attention to boxing on the show this morning. All right, Oscar De La Hoya, the one we love to call the Golden Boy, is planning to call out longtime rival and former opponent Floyd Mayweather after his comeback fight against former UFC champion Vitor Belfort, set for September this year. De La Hoya, who is now 48 years of age, has been teasing his comeback for several years and confirmed earlier this year that he would be making his return to the boxing ring in September. Since Golden Boy has confirmed that he will face former UFC champion Vitor Belfort in an exhibition clash set to be promoted by social media giant Trailer. And while the Brazilian is clearly a challenging opponent for De La Hoya, it appears the Mexican is already looking past Belfort towards a potential showdown with former opponent Floyd Mayweather. I'll quote De La Hoya. He says, "I think Floyd, after that exhibition he did with Logan Paul, I think he feels like he has to prove something once again inside the boxing ring. So, look, if I come out okay, my body feels great. I'm telling you, my jab feels faster than ever. I think it's the 15 years I didn't use it. If I feel good these next 2 fights that I have, I'm going to call out Floyd." That's according to Golden Boy Oscar De La Hoya right there. And on that note, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be time to serve you the latest football stories on Sports Attack this morning. Don't go anywhere. The show will be right back after this timeout.
For the best and most incisive sporting reports, tune in to Sports Attack on Today 95.1 FM every week morning at 7:30 a.m. My name is Daniel Igale, President of the Nigeria Wrestling Federation. I also listen to the show.
Welcome back. Still Sports Attack on Today 95.1 FM right here in the garden city of Port Harcourt. It's time to talk football on the show this morning, and we start from the home front. Port Harcourt City League is the first port of call, where Port Harcourt Football Academy trashed NAF Skyhawk 4 goals to nothing as season 2 of the Port Harcourt City League entered week 4. Striker Faisal Yusuf scored all 4 goals in the first half to hand Port Harcourt Football Academy their 4th win in as many games. Coach of the victorious side, Eduardo Cavalloni, was pleased with the result but not the performance of his team.
No, we played a very good match in the first half, and then after the score, I think that the guys just sit down and wait for the opponent, so we doesn't score any more goals. It's not good for us. Happy for the wins, but we could score more, but it's okay. No, yes. Also, the guys, when for us, the first 11 or the second guys are always the same good type of guys, so we expect always to play the best football that we can do it, but sometimes, the things are not going like we plan, and this is happening in the second half today, but we're happy.
All right, in the second match of the day, Friends United played at a 1-1 draw with D-Line United. Ome Ero put Friends United ahead in the 50th minute before Gospel Chinda drew D-Line United level late on in the 90th minute. And after the match, a disappointed coach of Friends United struggled to explain how his team threw away their lead late in the encounter. His name is Faith Owerewa.
I don't have anything to say about anything. I have nothing to say about it. We fail to convert the chances, and when you fail to convert your own chances, definitely to come back to you. That's just what happened. Our standard is a poor result so far. They play to their best, but I'm not satisfied with the team. With the performance, I'm not satisfied with it at all.
On his part, coach of D-Line United, Ineobong Thompson, expressed satisfaction with the draw while explaining how his team got the equalizer.
First and foremost, I want to thank God for everything, believing that what has happened, but we tried as much as possible to see how we can win the game in the first half, but unluckily we were. But thank God the game finally came at the end of the match. Thank God for it. We discovered that from 60-70 minutes of the match, they were tired, so we had to put more pressure and talk to the boys to mount more pressure on them. So we believe that pressure paid off. That was why the goal came.
And in the final match of the day, Atako Manuchim scored the first half brace as Rivers State University Dolphins defeated Salvation Boys 2-1 in a thrilling and keenly contested encounter. After Manuchim's goals in the 14th and 34th minute, Pedro Sam got a consolation for Salvation Boys with 10 minutes left to play as the Church Boys suffered their first loss of the league. Rivers State University Dolphins coach and former Enyimba and Rangers star Sam Ledo had this to say after his side's victory.
Yeah, I expected the match to be tense because both of us are up there, 9 points at a piece. So I expected that the match will be a tough match. But as God may have it, I've played them before in the friendly matches. I won them in UST 5-2. And I still have that confidence that today I'll still defeat them. I know the strategy and I know how to do it. That was what just happened. We won them 2-1.
All right, that was Sam Ledo. Those of you who follow the Enyimba back in the day, he used to play for the People's Elephant. Also played for Rangers. He's now a coach. He is in charge of the Rivers State University Dolphins team. Let's let you know that Rivers United defeated Go Round FC 5-4 via penalties after regulation time ended 1-1 to claim the Rivers State FA Cup title in a very controversial and chaotic final decided at the Shark Stadium yesterday. Ghanaian import Paul Aqua put Stanley Guma's side in front after just 7 minutes, but Prince Chinda leveled scores for Ngozi Lichi's men 12 minutes before the break, slotting home from a goal match scramble. The second half failed to produce any goal, and both teams had to settle for the lottery of penalties to decide the winner. After missing the deciding spot kick, Shedrack Ogali was asked to retake the penalty after the goal-round goalkeeper was adjudged to have left his line before the initial kick. But that decision did not go down well with the fans as they invaded the pitch and descended on the match officials. Players of both teams were also seen engaging in a free-for-all fight during the melee. And after the match, Ngozi Lichi, the head coach of Go Round FC, he was obviously displeased with the way the match was handled by the center referee and his assistants.
Yeah, at the end, honestly, as I told you earlier on, I commend my boys for what they are putting on today. They shows that their position in the log now of claiming to be an MPFA was not a waste. And today, I want to tell people in Rivers State that it's not what they think. You understand? Let them watch well, because if this can happen, you are now bringing
a conflict between the two teams anytime they play, and which is uncomfortable. So they should be mindful of how they raise flag or how they do something. I'm not supposed to enter there for the first place. But when I saw the first incident, the last man raised flag when my boss want to play. But when the first man want to play, he will not raise flag. If I goalkeeper want to catch a penalty, he will not raise flag. Twice, I go and complain to central referee. Why this man raising flag? Twice. The second one, everybody saw it and clear ball over the bar. And he said the goalkeeper shake ball because of people that are surrounding them. But it's not good like that. So why I'm telling them now is that, one, let them not continue to do this. You understand? Because if they do this, there is a way that will look, let it not be, it's a one-sided side. You understand? Let somebody work for what he deserves to, and that's my opinion.
The one and only Ngozi Elechi, head coach of Goran, speaking right there. On his part, Rivers United chief coach Ndubisi Ndoka refused to comment about the controversy, but rather described the match as a difficult one.
Normally, any FA Cup finals at any level is always a very tight match. And moreover, Goran has been playing the finals in Rivers State for several times. So it's a terrain they are very used to. We expected it. And if you remember that we just played a very tough match on Sunday, we never trained and we came for this match while they were preparing, waiting for us, So I expected it this way.
All right, by virtue of their victory, Rivers United have qualified to represent the state in the ITO Cup National Finals and will face Sokoto United in Lafia on a yet-to-be-decided date. Ndubisi Ndoka says Rivers United will now be going for the ITO Cup title as well as the league.
We registered for 3 competitions this year. We are out in one, the Continental. We are going to put in everything to succeed in these 2. So the FA Cup is one of them. All right. The national level is a different ball game, and we are going to see us in our true colors.
All right, there will be one rescheduled Nigeria Professional Football League match later today by 4 p.m. Abia Warriors will be up against sister club Enyimba at Okigwe and elsewhere. Nigeria coach Gernot Raw has revealed that players from the domestic league, the MPFL, were chosen to execute the international friendly match against Mexico in United States of America because the Super Eagles A-team players were on break ahead of their preseason preparations. And now the Eagles friendly game with Mexico is built to hold at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum on July 3, and Raw is determined to achieve some goals with the opportunity. He says, and I quote, the match against Mexico is for home-based players because our main Super Eagles players are not free to come. They are in their clubs for preseason ahead of a new season. This is a team from Nigeria, the best local players. Some of them are already in our A-team. The goalkeeper from Enyimba and the winger plus Ezenwa, who is experienced hand have been capped previously. Now, this is a team for Chan. It is a good preparation for them. It will be difficult to get a result because Mexico is a very wonderful team. They will go there to learn, and I will watch and see if I can get other players for the Super Eagles A team. That's according to Gernot Raw, the Super Eagles coach. Elsewhere, former Super Eagles striker Odion Igalo says the approach to tournaments and friendly matches, of course, is not the same as he defended the foreign players who pulled out from the Super Eagles team that faced the Cameroon in friendly matches recently played in Austria. Over 10 players pulled out of the friendly between the former African champions, citing injuries and other reasons. And the former Manchester United man says it is not surprising because the approach to friendlies are totally different.
Tournament is always different, of course. Sometimes you play friendly games, some people don't want to get injured. Sometimes you have to play safe. You remember you're playing for a club side. You don't want to go back to your club with injury. If it is tournament, yes, this is the tournament. You want to win it. You want to win tournament. You want to go to finals. You want a medal. Then you see people sticking their head, sticking their leg, fighting and all that. Okay, like this friendly game now. Do you know how many players pulled out from the game? If it is tournament, do you think any player is going to pull out? So it's different because you can imagine the season is ended. Some people just want to rest and go on their break and relax and all that, and you put in a friendly game. See, the Euro Cup is going on now. Do you think if they invited the player for Euro Cup, you're not going to turn up? Even with injury, they'll turn up. But this is just a friendly game.
All right, the former Udinese, Granada, and Shanghai Shenhua striker also took time to look back at his career so far, giving glory to God.
Well, first of all, I would say I thank God and I glorify God and return glory back to God, because without God, I won't be where I am today, and it's been God all the way. If I look back my career and I see that, I just start praising God, because I would say it's a grace, and not everybody have the opportunity or this kind of favors from God, 16 years now in professional football, back since 2005 till date. I'm still going, and I'm not ready to stop. From Julius Berger with Coach Fatama.
All right, Odion Igalo right there. Good news for him. The federal government has named Odion Igalo as an ambassador of the National Principals Corps. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, according to his media office, disclosed this yesterday when Igalo paid him a visit at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja, which is undergoing rehabilitation. Elsewhere, out of favor Super Eagles striker Anthony Nwakeme has adopted a new approach to tackling racism by saying that the best way to silence any abusers is by smiling at them. The 32-year-old, who currently plays for Turkish side Trabzonspor, believes the issue is spreading in football despite recent campaigns by FIFA, UEFA, and a host of others, such as Premier League footballers taking the knee to combat it. Now, after 11 years playing across Europe, including spells in Romania and Israel, he believes that tackling the problem head-on is the best way ahead. Quoting him, he says, "Racism is in sports and growing bigger in football. It will continue to spread everywhere, and I can't confidently say when it can be kicked out of football. I experienced racism a few years ago when I played in Israel with my team Hapoel Beersheva away to Maccabi Haifa. Right there on the pitch, I decided I was not going to let those abusing me win. The Maccabi Haifa fans were making monkey noises and booing me. Then I turned, looked straight at them, and then I smiled. As soon as they saw my reaction, they realized that what they had done hadn't affected me in any way. So they started applauding me, cheering and singing my name." Anthony Nwakeme speaking right there. And to the Euros, we go straight away, and we understand that the crowd capacity at Wembley will be raised to more than 60,000 fans for the semi-finals and final of Euro 2020. That's according to the UK government. It means the stadium will be at 75% capacity for the games. The increase will also see the largest crowds assembled for a sporting event in the UK in more than 15 months. And we can also let you know that UEFA has refused a request from Munich's mayor for the stadium to be lit in rainbow colors for Germany's Euro 2020 match against Hungary today in protest at an anti-LGBTQ law. Mayor Nodeta Reta wanted to highlight legislation in Hungary banning school materials deemed to promote homosexuality and gender change and restricting the media from showing such content in programs accessible to minors. The Allianz Arena, home to Bayern Munich, is configured to allow the exterior and roofing to be lit up in colors. But European football's governing body UEFA declined the request, offering instead alternative dates. And to matters on the pitch, we go straight away. We are Raheem Sterling's second goal of Euro 2020 saw England beat Czech Republic 1-0 to win Group D and set up a last-16 tie against France, Germany, Portugal, or Hungary at Wembley next week, Tuesday. Sterling hit the post inside the first 2 minutes with the lob, but was on the score sheet soon afterwards when he headed in a cross by Jack Grealish, who marked his first start at the tournament with an assist. Bukayo Saka was also involved in the goal, and the Arsenal player was particularly impressive in the first half with his driving runs. Harry Kane saw a strong call effort kept out by Thomas Vastlig, while Thomas Holt's striker had England keeper Jordan Pickford scrambling at the other end. After the match, England manager Gareth Southgate spoke highly of Jack Grealish, who provided this assist for his size goal, and 19-year-old Bukayo Saka, who was named UEFA Star of the match.
Jack, fabulous cross for the goal. We saw some of the interchange of positions of those forward players was really exciting. I thought at the start of the game especially, I thought we tired a little bit, but we know that because they are 1 or 2 are a little bit short of fitness. So and Bukayo, I can't speak highly enough of him. He's earned that opportunity. His performances in training since he's joined this camp have been outstanding. He played well in the game at the Riverside. We've talked about playing him in some of the previous matches, and he earned that chance tonight, and he's grabbed it. He was fabulous.
All right, let's now hear from the UEFA star of the match, Nigerian-born Bukayo Saka, on what he makes of his team's performance last night.
I think I just try to stick to what I do all season. You know, of course, it's a big game, and I think probably one of the biggest games in my career easily. And I had all day to think about it that I was playing, but you know, I have faith in God, faith in myself, and yeah, I have the backing of my manager, the backing of my teammates. You know, everyone believes in me. You know, they encourage me and stuff like that. So that performance does give me confidence. I think most importantly, it gives the team confidence. You know, I think that's our third clean sheet in 3 games. You know, so every game we haven't conceded, and of course we scored a goal tonight, and we could have scored more. You know, we played some really good football. So I think, yes, of course, for myself, I take a lot of confidence from this performance, and I think the team will as well.
All right, elsewhere, Scotland's dream of making history by progressing at Euro 2020 came to an end with the heartbreaking 3-1 defeat by Croatia at Hampden Park, right there in Scotland. With both teams knowing a win would grant passage to the last 16, Nikola Vlasic put the World Cup finalists into an early lead to silence the National Stadium in Glasgow. However, a thundering drive just before halftime from Callum McGregor caused the 12,000 fans to explode in an atmosphere of hope. But Luka Modric's sumptuous first-time shot after an hour broke Scotland, and Ivan Perisic glanced in a third from a corner to record Croatia's first ever win over the Scots. Following the defeat to Croatia, Scotland manager Steve Clarke admitted his side needs to improve in every department of the game.
I think when you look across the tournament, we certainly had enough shots, we created enough chances. It's something that we have to work on. But the players will get better and better at it. You know, Lyndon's a relatively new international player. Shea Adams is the same, so we can improve on it. Kevin Nisbet will get better the more he's involved, and we've got players that can score goals from midfield, as Callum showed tonight. So yeah, we have to get better at everything. We've also conceded a number of goals in the tournament that I think were preventable, so we have to get better in every department. But we have improved a lot over the 2 years that I've been head coach. That's my belief. Other people might disagree, but I think we've improved a lot. And what we have to do is we have to keep improving. We have to keep getting better and better, and make sure that we don't have to wait so long before we qualify for the next tournament.
All right, 4 group stage matches will be staged later this evening by 5 p.m. Slovakia will be up against Spain, while Sweden will also take on Poland at the same time. Those are Group E encounters. All 4 teams have a chance of progressing in the competition. In Group F, the big one, Germany up against Hungary by 8 p.m. Same time we have Portugal versus France. All 4 teams equally have a chance of advancing to the last 16. What a tournament. Elsewhere, let's let you know that Ousmane Dembele will need surgery on the knee injury he suffered while on duty with France at the Euro 2020. His club Barcelona have said. Now, the Barcelona winger was hurt after coming on as a substitute for Le Bleu in their 1-1 draw with Hungary, managing just 30 minutes on the pitch before being replaced by Thomas Lemar on Saturday. After undergoing scans, France confirmed on Monday that Dembele would be unable to play any further part in the tournament. His club, Barcelona, have carried out a further test on the issue, revealing a dislocation on the biceps tendon in his right knee. In a statement yesterday, Barca announced that the player will require surgical treatment. While no timetable was provided for his recovery, reports in Spanish media suggest he could be sidelined for 3 to 4 months. To the transfer market we go, and we can let you know that Inter Milan have confirmed the signing of Hakan Çalhanoğlu on a free transfer. The midfielder joins from rival club AC Milan, who he left at the end of the season following the expiration of his contract. He has signed a deal with Inter until June 2024. That's a 3-year deal out there. And of course, in England, Norwich City have signed Kosovo winger Milo Rashica from Werder Bremen for a fee in the region of £9 million. The 24-year-old has signed a 4-year deal at Carrow Road and becomes the club's first signing of the summer. Very excited after signing the deal, and he had this to say: "It has always been a dream for me to play in the Premier League, and I'm so happy that Norwich have given me this great opportunity." Rashica speaking after completing that move to Carrow Road. And that's where I'll be calling it a day on the show this morning. Emeka Dana is my name. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. We're back at 3 p.m. for today's Sports Live. Do well to join us for that one. And until then, do have yourselves a wonderful day out there and keep it locked on the
Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
As the voice of the people, we always have you in mind. So we've got a special package for you. Hoo la la! It's a season of celebration and appreciation as we celebrate 8 solid years of relevance, 8 years of broadcasting and glorious interactions with you. Wow! So we want to say a very big thank you. It's the 8th anniversary of your premium talk, news and sports station, and we will be rewarding you for your loyal listenership. Loads of prizes to be won. Cash prizes, tickets to Kenya, Dubai or Zanzibar. Hey! And guess what? Brand new smartphones all for you. This could just be you. And hey, don't forget to call me when you finally win. Just keep listening to Today 95.1 FM. Happy 8th anniversary to the voice of the people. We love you. Wait, don't touch that dial.